We are so close to this website becoming a reality, but we still have the tallest mountain yet to climb, and that is actually building out and developing the website. Again, if you've gone out and hired a developer, there's not much that you need to do during this part of the process. They're taking care of it while you focus on your business. But that can also be a little bit worrisome for you. How do you know that the developer is actually working on the website and that they're doing it right? What if it all comes back wrong? What if it's not something that you like? If you think about it too much, it can be overwhelming. So today, let's go through some of the things you can and need to do to put your mind at ease and to make sure everything is running smoothly. Again, during this phase, you don't have a lot of control over what's happening on a day-to-day basis. All you can really do is just check in with the developer and see how things are going. So once again, you're going to have to show some patience. Designing the templates takes quite a while, and so does developing them. Depending on how complex the designs are, it could take twice as long to develop them than it did to design them. And I know that sometimes the length of time it takes can make it seem like the developer is just messing around and not working on the website. But once again, if you've hired a quality developer, you can rest easy knowing that they're not doing that. Instead, we're building out code in a way to make sure that this website can run for a long time. And we're making sure that it matches the design and that it looks good no matter which way you look at it. So again, just focus on your business. The website will be done when it's done. That being said, it's not a bad idea to check in with the developer on a sort of regular basis. It might be just a quick email saying how things are going and if they need anything from you. There is a limit on how often you should be checking in with the developer though. If you're sending me an email once every couple of hours just to see how things are going to get a little bit tense, to be quite honest. But maybe once a day or once every couple of days is a pretty good interval. And this open line of communication might be helpful if they run into any problems that you might be able to solve. Such as, they maybe need more content here, they have a question about your branding there, or maybe they want you to look at what they've done since it might be a little bit different from what the design is because they think that's better. So if you're a little bit concerned about how the website build out is going, just check in with the developer every now and then. But don't overload the developer. If you're still worried about the development of the website, you can check with your developer and see if they have a development website that you can check every now and then. I know when I'm developing a website, I have a local development site on my laptop, and then on WP Engine, I have a development site that's locked down to outside views. And then I give the client a username and password so they can view that site on WP Engine. Then when I complete a section, I push that code up to the WP Engine site and let the client know. That way they can see the progress that's being made and even review the site for changes that they might want. So see if your developer has something similar. Not all developers work the same way, and for some developers that might be a distraction, but it never hurts to ask. And if they do, it's a pretty good way to track the progress and not bother the developer too much. Finally, this part really makes you trust the developer. Because it's so hands-off, you really have to trust that they know what they're doing. And that can be a bit of a challenge. And really, this is where that vetting that we did earlier in the process really comes into play. If you've done your homework, if you've reviewed the portfolio, and you've really asked them a lot of questions, then this part should really be smooth sailing. If not, this is where things become a real pain. But there's not a whole bunch you can do now if you're kind of stuck. So until the site is ready, you just have to trust the developer and trust that they know what they're doing. So that is the development stage in a nutshell. Again, this is pretty much hands-off for you, so there's not much you can do. And that can be both relieving and just stress-inducing. But if you did your homework, there's a plan in place for you to be able to see the website in development. Just sit back and relax as much as you can. Remember, your new website is almost ready. That's exciting. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in comments below or reach out on social media. You can also learn more about creating a website for your business over on my website. I have a bevy of resources and blog posts that can help you make informed decisions during this entire process. When you're ready to move on to the next step, I'll see you in the next video.